Hey, what's up, everyone? I wanted to talk a little bit about magician consciousness. Now, I made a video on this in the past, but since this is really the foundation of what I teach here on YouTube, I wanted to explore this a little bit deeper. I've actually made a ebook that I'm giving away for free. Check it out, Magician Consciousness, and you can get it in the link in the description box below. Okay, it's a free ebook and it's called Magician Consciousness, Make Everything Happen, a deep psychological profiling of your life. And I'm going deep into just the nature of reality and understanding ourselves, the foundation, going back to the basics, because it all starts with consciousness. When we're more conscious and aware, then we have clarity, and then we have more competence, and then we're going to have more confidence. So it's really important to understand ourselves on a basic level. And yeah, I go into the nature of reality and understanding like the laws of nature and the laws of human psychology. So it's going to help you align to the highest vibration mentally. But then I'm just going into asking you questions, and you feel it all in yourself. It's actually a mini course, and it's got pages that you can write on, and you want to be answering these questions because it's deep shadow work. You're going to be understanding yourself at a deeper level and what your needs are. You know, why I really made this book and why I want to put it out there for free is because this is the sort of information that really helped me when I was going through struggles in my life. And I was struggling financially, and I was struggling in, well, just on my own, you know, and I had a tough time. So in order for me to manifest, I had to become the magician. And in order to become the magician, I had to understand myself at a basic level. I had to remember what my needs are. I always say at the start of my videos, needs over wants, because we all want things in life, but many of us don't even understand our own needs, you know. And I can give you a great example of this. Look at most people that you know, and what are they eating food wise? They don't know their body, they don't know their system, so they're eating Skittles and just all this man made artificial crap, and then they think that they know themselves when they're just destroying themselves. That's not knowing yourself. But this happens at every single layer of reality, and obviously in the scripture it says, you know, the truth will set you free. And it's what it means by this is whatever subject we're talking about, the truth about it is obviously the best thing to know about. You know, so you want to know the truth about how your psychology works. You want to know the truth about your own childhood traumas and the things that are holding you back, you know. And even recently, I've been becoming more aware of my own psychological programs that hold me back. And you know, in times where things don't always go my way, the thought processes that I deal with, I do believe that other entities and other people's thoughts and demons and things like this can affect our thoughts. But when these thoughts arise, can you stay conscious? Because that's what it's all about. That's what magician consciousness is. It's about being aware of your subconscious programming, then being conscious about it, and then seeing what your actions are. You know, can you stay true to yourself in these moments? Can you think in the language of integrity? Can you think in the language of integrity? Think about what that means. It's like the thoughts that you have, do they match the actions that you have? In the scripture, in the Gospel of Thomas, it says, make the inner like the outer and the outer like the inner. These are sayings that Jesus said, right? And you got to make the inner like the outer and the outer like the inner. Like the things you think about, we want to be transparent on the outside. We don't want to be someone who we're not when no one else is looking. You know, when people are around, do you change? Or when everyone's gone, do you stay the same? Because when it comes to the law of attraction and creating our reality, it's our choices that we make on a daily basis. You know, if you're in the gym and obviously people talk about consistency, but it's consistency even with the small details, like the form that you've got. That little bit of bad form is going to change the long overall appearance of the muscle that you're growing, and not just the appearance, but the performance of that muscle. You know, that little detail. And it's the same thing in every single daily life. Like if you keep eating Skittles when you get home from work, that's going to have an effect on your life later, you know, probably right now, but later on as well. Because this is the law of attraction. It's not just about what we do with our body, it's about every single detail in our life. And I think that can be overwhelming, especially if we don't even know this. But when we know these things, it can be overwhelming because we think, well, does that mean I've got to be perfect all the time? Doesn't mean you've got to be perfect all the time, but you've got to have something that you're striving for, and understanding the game of life is definitely going to help us. You know, and in order for us to make everything happen in life, we have to realize that it's our responsibility with the actions we're taking, and we have to realize that we are capable. We are capable. And, you know, you're not born to go wrong, but we stop ourselves. And what is it that's stopping us? What are we scared of? And if we get to the base of this, now we're aware of it when these fears come up, and we can push through them. So I think this is really key here. I think this is something that's extremely powerful. And this is what I mean by magician consciousness. Because at the end of the day, we all have the ability to change our lives, to make things happen in our lives, but it really comes down to, are we willing to have courage? And even the word courage, it comes from the etymological roots. I forget what the word is now, but it means core. It comes from the heart. It basically means heart. It's living from the heart, you know. And that's why they don't say, you know, the ego of a champion or the bicep of a champion. They say it's the heart of the champion that matters, right? You know, they don't say the brain of a champion. It's the heart of a champion, because that's what drives the courage. That's what, you know, even when you lose your body, your spirit remains if you're strong in your courage. If you come from your core, you maintain your magician consciousness. I know that's a little bit esoteric for many people, but that's what my channel is. You know. And again, why should I not speak about these things? Is it my fears of what other people might think? Well, if you're, you know, if it's for you, then it's for you. If it's not for you, then, you know, it's not for you, is it? But it's important to know how to dive into shadow work, you know, preparing yourself. And that's what this book's all about. And I really hope you enjoy it. Download it. It's in the link in the description box below. But let me know as well. Comment below. Have you experienced anything like this? You know, understanding psychological things that are holding you back? Do you have ways of dealing with it? Like in my book, I share the letter burning ritual, about writing a letter about what happened in the past, you know, and burning it. And I explain it all a bit more in there. But it's about what's getting in your subconscious mind out of you. And, you know, the fire burning, the letter burning ritual is we're using the element of fire, and we can burn karma with fire. We're using that element. But I'll speak about that in another video because it's a bit of a deep subject. But these are the things that will really change your life. Get the eagle vision, meaning you see the future, you see the past, and you see the present. What's important to you? Okay, well, we need to make these things happen, these changes in our lives, and having that eagle vision so that the future can be more aligned to what we want it to be, what we need it to be for everyone around us and for ourselves, for our soul, for our spirit. You know, live from the inside out, not the outside in. You know, if we can do that, then we're not going to have regrets, and we're going to learn about what truth's all about. coming into this understanding of how reality works. This is the information that's been hidden from us for a long time, and I'm sharing what I've learned with you for free. You can download it in the link in the description box below. As well, I've just uploaded a new video on systems of sorcery, and it's all about strengthening your aura. If you want to support the channel, then you can do that through Patreon. But yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.